Hello, everyone. Today we will discuss a shocking case that has sparked public outrage, an alarming issue that persists in modern society, the exploitation of minors and prostitution. A 40-year-old man from Grand Rapids, Minnesota, was arrested in an undercover police investigation. But the story doesn't end there. Why do criminals like this continue to exist? Are current laws strict enough to prevent such horrific acts? In this video, we will analyze the case in detail, examine the legal and ethical aspects, and discuss its broader impact on society. Watch until the end of the video to understand why offenders like this need to face even harsher punishments. The police trap. Imagine an ordinary evening in Bloomington, Minnesota. A 40-year-old man, Justin David Eichhorn, drives his pickup truck to a secret meeting spot. His mind is filled with anticipation, believing he is about to meet a young girl he has been chatting with for days. What he doesn't know is that the moment he steps out of his vehicle, he is walking straight into a police trap. This operation was meticulously planned by detectives from the Bloomington Police Department. They posed as a 17-year-old girl online, engaged in conversations with Eichhorn, gathered evidence, and eventually set up a meeting. Eichhorn, unsuspecting, drove himself to an area near Normandale Boulevard, thinking he was about to meet the girl. However, reality was far from what he had imagined. As soon as he arrived, uniformed officers emerged and arrested him on the spot, giving him no chance to escape. He was immediately taken into custody at the Bloomington Police Department's jail and later transferred to the Hennepin County Adult Detention Center, facing charges of soliciting a minor for prostitution. This case is not just about one criminal being caught. It raises a bigger question. Why do predators like Eichhorn continue to operate without being detected sooner? And is the legal system strong enough to prevent such crimes? Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges made his stance clear. If you come to the Orange Jumpsuit District with the intent to have sex with someone's child, you can expect us to lock you up. But is this tough statement enough to deter other offenders? That's exactly what we need to analyze in the next section. Why is child exploitation still so widespread? Although operations like Bloomington Police's are effective in catching criminals, they are not a long-term solution. In reality, online child exploitation continues to rise every day, posing a serious threat to society. So what allows these predators to keep thriving? The rise of social media, a perfect playground for predators. 20 years ago, criminals like Eichhorn would have had a much harder time reaching minors without being noticed. But today, with just a phone and a social media account, they can contact hundreds of children daily. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and particularly private messaging apps like WhatsApp or Telegram have become ideal tools for online predators. They create fake accounts, pose as teenagers, engage in conversations, and build trust with their victims before luring them into dangerous situations. Furthermore, the lack of control on these platforms is a significant issue. Tech companies often prioritize user privacy over child safety. As a result, many cases go unnoticed until it's too late. Lack of parental supervision. One of the biggest reasons children fall victim to online predators is the lack of awareness and supervision from their families. Many parents have no idea what their children are doing online. They assume social media is just for entertainment, not realizing it is also filled with hidden dangers. Imagine this. A 13-year-old can easily chat with a 40-year-old predator without anyone noticing. They can be manipulated, deceived, and led into dangerous situations. Without parental oversight, we cannot expect children to protect themselves from these threats. Laws are not strict enough. Although many countries have strict laws against child exploitation, in practice, the penalties are often too lenient to deter criminals. Many offenders receive light sentences or are released early for good behavior. Meanwhile, their victims may suffer psychological trauma for a lifetime. The problem is, if the legal system isn't truly tough, criminals like Eichhorn will keep appearing. They need to understand that if caught, the consequences will be severe, not just a few years in prison before being released. What needs to be done? We have discussed Justin David Eichhorn's arrest, how police set up a trap, and how he was taken into custody. But the reality is, catching one predator won't solve the larger issue. Offenders like Eichhorn are just a small part of the massive problem of online child exploitation. So the most important question is, how can we prevent this from happening in the first place? From the perspective of a child protection and legal policy expert, I believe we need a comprehensive strategy, a strategy that not only focuses on punishing offenders, but also prioritizes education, prevention, and legal reform. Educating children, the strongest line of defense. Imagine a child going online, opening a chat app, and receiving a message from a stranger. At first, the person is friendly, giving compliments, slowly building trust. If the child is not educated about online dangers, they can easily be deceived. That is why education is the most crucial defense. Children must understand online risks. They need to know that not everyone online has good intentions. They must recognize predator tactics, such as when someone asks for secrecy, requests photos, or invites them to meet in person. More importantly, they need to know how to react, ignore the messages, take screenshots as evidence, and immediately tell a trusted adult. Schools should include internet safety in their curriculum. Most schools do not teach online safety. While children learn math, science, and history, they are not taught how to protect themselves in the digital world. If we want to stop crimes at their root, online safety education must become a mandatory part of school curriculums. Parents must be more proactive. Don't wait until it's too late. A harsh truth: many parents have no clue who their child is talking to online. They believe that as long as their child is home, they are safe. But they don't realize that even from their bedroom, their child could be chatting with a predator hundreds of miles away. If parents don't actively protect their children, even the strictest laws won't be enough. Parents must monitor their child's online activity, install parental control apps to track which apps their child is using and who they are talking to. Not to invade privacy, but to ensure they can address any concerns. Teach children not to share personal information like addresses, phone numbers, or school details with strangers online. Create an open environment where children feel safe to share. Kids often don't tell parents when they encounter danger online because they fear being scolded or banned from using devices. Parents need to create an environment where children feel safe to talk instead of feeling afraid and hiding things. Laws must be stricter. Punishments must be harsh enough to deter offenders. While current laws provide some protection for children, many offenders receive minimal sentences or are released after just a few years. Increase sentencing for child exploitation. Predators like Justin David Eichorn deserve not only imprisonment, but also strict monitoring after their release. Some countries impose sentences of 20 years to life, while others only hand out a few years. If punishments aren't severe enough, predators won't fear committing these crimes. Monitor released offenders. Once a predator is released, will they truly change, or will they reoffend? A tracking system is needed, requiring offenders to report their location, employment, and prohibiting them from contacting children. Tech companies must be held accountable. Social media platforms have become hunting grounds for predators, yet tech companies aren't doing enough to protect children. Use AI to detect suspicious behavior. AI can be programmed to flag conversations with signs of grooming and alert parents or authorities. Strengthen verification to prevent fake accounts. Predators often create fake profiles to target minors. Stricter ID verification can help prevent them from exploiting these platforms. The Justin David Eichorn case is just one of thousands occurring every year. Without decisive action, more children will fall victim to online predators. Protecting children is not just the police's job. It is the responsibility of families, schools, lawmakers, and tech companies. What do you think? Are the current laws strong enough? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more crucial content.